Okay, let's get back to our questioning. Our next question is in the name of Assembly Member Polanski. It concerns contaminated land in London.
I think we just reduced the average age of this chamber by like 40 years. Can I thank the member for his really important question? The Launders Lane site has been having a negative impact on local residents for far too long. I welcome the clarity of the court's ruling and ultimately hope to see the site cleaned up and local air quality improved. Can also thank through him the Clean the Air in Havering team for campaigning and the court case as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the powers to address the cause of the fires, which would require the removal or remediation of waste on the site. This is the responsibility of Havering Borough Council, the Environment Agency and the landowners. However, I will continue to work with those responsible for the land as they look to reach a long-term solution. My office has been working with the London Fire Brigades to develop an agreement with the landowner and borough to improve safety for emergency responders, reduce fires and minimise the impact on the local community. In terms of the broader question about development on contaminated land or land remediation, unfortunately I have no relevant responsibilities or enforcement powers under the GLA Act. This limitation of my powers means my London plan can only focus on encouraging the remediation of contaminated land in opportunity areas. However, I have previously published a good practice note on contaminated land, setting out roles and responsibilities and advice for local authorities, as it is for them to assess the suitability of a site and any mitigation or remediation proposals. Land contamination falls within the remit of environmental health regime rather than planning, and the Environment Agency currently provides extensive guidance, including risk assessment, options appraisal and remediation and verification. More broadly, I'll do what I can with the powers that I have to tackle pollution across London. That's why I expanded the ULEZ to cover every borough and continue to work hard to improve London's toxic air. However, I recognise there is more to do to protect the health of Londoners, and I continue to deliver further measures to reduce the impact of air pollution. This includes the School Filters Programme, which is installing air quality filters into over 200 schools across London, which are located in areas of poor air quality and high deprivation. Last year, I also launched air quality alerts that directly notify clinicians in GP practices and emergency departments located in London about forecasted high and very high pollution episodes. This will help recipients increase their patients' awareness about the health impacts of air pollution and better support those at greater risk.
Thank you. As always, want to thank you for the work that you're doing on pollution, whether that be air or the land and indeed water. Thank you also for the letter I received yesterday supporting the motion on Zane's Law. Really positive to see you support those calls. You'll know about Zane's Law. Zane was an 8-year-old boy who died from hydrogen cyanide poisoning from a contaminated landfill site. His father was paralysed. He's in the gallery today, Kai, and he's worked extensively to find justice for Zane and to raise the salience of this issue and to make sure it's in the national conversation. Could I ask you first if you commit to having a meeting with Kai so he can talk to you about this directly? Yeah,
I'm more than happy to. Can I just welcome him to Mayor's question time and just say again how sorry I am about the tragic loss of his son's life, and I'm more than happy to meet with him and have you present as well if you want to in relation to that as well.
I'll check with Kai, but I'm happy either way. Thank you very much. Second, on clean air in Havering, thank you for your words celebrating that judgment. Also in the audience is Ruth Kettle-Frisby, who was one of the founders of the campaign and brought the case. Talking to her just this morning, she was talking about how the site is still constantly on fire. Very often there's people just with video phones filming the fire and their embers are coming towards them. This is obviously a real issue for the fire brigade as well, who we do have direct responsibility for. What work are you doing to make sure that the air pollution monitors are not just measuring kind of annual averages, but actually are measuring dosages, so these kind of short peaks of high intensity, because this is what is causing either loss of life or even just degradation of health?
Well, can I also just thank the team for bringing the case as well. I read the judgment, which was interesting because what the court said, which is fascinating, was it's not just the soil samples that matters in terms of assessing land contaminated, but also the smoke and the quality or lack thereof of the smoke that comes from the site, which I think is really important in terms of the question he asked about the monitors, because how else do you know in terms of the land being contaminated and the consequences? He'll be aware we have now in London the biggest, the largest number of air quality monitors of any global city in the world, and there's got to be real-time monitoring. And so if there are any particular issues, and we work closely with the coalition, if there are any particular issues, and they've been regularly with Deputy Mayor as well, if there are any issues in relation to the information from those monitors, we're more than happy to look at that. As you know, it's done independently,
Yeah.
But we can more than happily speak to colleagues about making sure that that information is useful, which is what the purpose is. It's not simply to record for the sake of recording, but so it's useful in real time.
Absolutely. I think it's also about the quality of the monitors and also some of them having been removed.
On that point, a lot of them have been replaced recently because of that issue. They get data, technology moves on, and also maintenance is an issue as well. But if there, again, any issues in relation to quality of data because of poor monitors, please let us know.
Excellent. And so the other issue here too is around the council. So making sure that the site is actually cleaned. Would you write to the council or put pressure on the council, supportive pressure, to say this site needs cleaning up?
Can I say something? I'm always happy and willing and able to criticise councils. As you know, it's sometimes business and sometimes pleasure. But to give credit to this council, I mean, since 2022, we've seen a sea change in the attitude of the council. And by the way, it's not a Labour council, so I'm not, there's no political issues here. So we're already in a working group with the council, technical working group and a high-level working group. The council have said, we've been in touch with them, that they were in any event reviewing the issue of that land. The court case is really important, but I'm more than happy if there's more things we can be doing. Bearing in mind we've got no powers, it really is a conversation, and they're much more amenable post 2022 than the previous lot to look into this.
Thank you. A letter would be great, but I'm out of time for now. Thank you very much. Thanks, Chair.